In an era where interdisciplinary pursuits are increasingly celebrated, Faiz Fuad, a third-year undergraduate at the University of Toronto, exemplifies the convergence of economics and environmental science. His journey reflects a deep commitment to not only understanding the complexities of these fields but also actively engaging in leadership roles that foster personal growth and community involvement. Hailing from Malaysia, Faiz is pursuing a double major in economics and environmental science, two disciplines that he passionately believes are intertwined in addressing today's pressing global challenges. Many of the problems we face today are related to externalities like the common resource pool problems and negative externalities from pollution, Faiz noted. His academic focus and prior coursework, particularly in environmental systems and societies, have shaped his optimistic outlook on the potential for meaningful environmental change through economic principles. Faiz's academic pursuits are complemented by a robust engagement in extracurricular activities. He plays an active role in organizations such as the Malaysian Singaporean Student Association, where he helps orchestrate cultural events, and the U of T chapter of Student Energy, which focuses on sustainability. Additionally, as a deputy editor for the journal Conciliance, he is honing his leadership skills by managing projects and collaborating with peers. Taking on leadership roles is basically telling yourself that you have more responsibilities on your shoulders, he explained. This commitment to collaboration and inclusion is a cornerstone of his approach, pushing him to constantly step out of his comfort zone and embrace new challenges. His recent experiences at networking events have proven particularly enlightening. One notable encounter was with a mining executive, an industry often criticized for its environmental impact. I was asking her some controversial questions like why she chose to be in this industry, and I learned so much, Faiz recounted. This interaction not only provided him with insights into the balance between resource extraction and sustainability but also highlighted the importance of having advocates for the environment within traditionally non-eco-friendly sectors. She is encouraging students to join the mining industry. She talked about the necessity of people like me who are asking these types of questions getting into the industry to fix what's happening behind the scenes, he added. Faiz's journey underscores a broader trend among students who are increasingly recognizing the value of interdisciplinary education and leadership development. As he navigates the complexities of his dual major, he is also paving the way for future generations to address critical environmental and economic issues with innovative solutions. His story is a testament to the potential impact of combining academic rigor with active participation in community and industry dialogues. Looking ahead, Faiz Fuad stands poised to make significant contributions at the intersection of economics and environmental science. His dedication to exploring these fields, along with his proactive approach to leadership and collaboration, suggests that he will be well equipped to tackle the multifaceted challenges of tomorrow. As educational institutions continue to foster such interdisciplinary endeavors, it is likely that more students will emerge as catalysts for positive change in society and industry alike. In a world increasingly focused on the hustle and bustle of city life, Alfred Alfie Farrand has chosen a path less traveled, one that emphasizes tranquility, tradition, and a profound love for tea. At 74 years old, Farrand, originally from Manchester, England, has woven together a rich tapestry of experiences across several countries and cultures. His journey has led him to Columbiana, Ohio, where he has embraced a lifestyle that prioritizes local connections and the simple joys of cooking and gardening. Reflecting on his extensive travels, Farrand expressed a shift in priorities as he aged. "I've been to so many cities in Europe, Canada, and America, I couldn't care less about cities anymore," he stated. Instead, he finds comfort in the local Mennonite farms and grocery stores that characterize Columbiana. "I really enjoy the farm markets. I know everybody in the farm markets and give business to all of them," he added, highlighting his commitment to supporting local agriculture. Farrand's love for tea is deeply rooted in his English upbringing. After a successful career in the film industry, where he worked on notable projects like The Chronicles of Riddick and I, Robot, he pivoted to share his passion for tea with others. Together with his wife Barbara, a former professor, he opened Barley Twist Tea Garden and Tea Rooms in Columbiana. This serene space offers patrons an escape from the noise of modern life, promoting conversation and relaxation over high tea. Americans have coffee in the morning, that kick to get 'em going. The English and especially the Irish drink really strong black tea in the morning for the caffeine, he explained, underscoring the cultural significance of tea in his life. His tea room became a gathering place for tea enthusiasts where they could savor a variety of blends in a peaceful environment. After several successful years running the tea room, the couple sought to expand their business. They found a suitable location in Staunton, Virginia, where they operated in Hathaway's Cottage Tea Room. However, the grueling hours, starting as early as 4 a.m., prompted Farron to reassess his path once again. He eventually sold the business, relocating to Columbiana for a quieter life. Now retired, Farron continues to share his love for tea through educational talks where he imparts his knowledge of tea traditions, proper drinking methods, and the art of tea preparation. His enthusiasm for teaching remains evident as he engages with community members about the history and enjoyment of tea. With newfound freedom and retirement, Farron has taken to exploring America in a small Chinook RV. I spent 16 years in kitchens and I never saw any of America because I was always bloody working, he remarked. His travels have recently taken him to Arizona, with plans to explore Ohio's state parks and the West Coast in the near future. America is a beautiful country, he concluded, encapsulating his appreciation for the landscapes and experiences that await him. As Alfie Farron enjoys this new chapter of life, he embodies the spirit of someone who has found contentment in simplicity and the beauty of everyday experiences. His story serves as a reminder that sometimes stepping away from the chaos of modernity can lead to a richer, more fulfilling life. Looking ahead, one can only imagine the adventures that await him as he continues to explore both the vastness of America and the intricate world of TEA.I. In the ever-evolving landscape of finance and investment, the balance sheet's significance cannot be overstated. While many investors fixate on earnings reports, the strength of a company's balance sheet often serves as a more reliable indicator of its long-term viability. As noted by investment manager John Dorfman in his recent column for Forbes, companies with robust financial health are not only better equipped to weather economic storms but are also positioned to capitalize on opportunities as they arise. Each year, Dorfman curates a list of balance sheet powerhouses, companies that exemplify financial strength, and this year he has identified 5 standout candidates worthy of investor attention. To qualify for the balance sheet powerhouse list, a company must meet several criteria: a market value of at least $5 billion, a debt level not exceeding 10% of its net worth, and current assets at least double its current liabilities. Additionally, the company must report earnings of at least 20 cents per share. This year, 49 companies met these stringent standards, marking the second highest total in the history of the list. Among Dorfman's top recommendations is Cal-Maine Foods Incorporated, CALM, the largest egg producer in the U.S. While the company currently benefits from soaring egg prices, Dorfman advises holding onto the stock for the long haul, especially given its attractive dividend yield. Another noteworthy pick is First Solar Incorporated, FSLR, which stands out as the largest American solar panel manufacturer. With potential tariffs on Chinese imports looming due to escalating trade tensions, First Solar could find itself in a favorable position. Gentex Corporation, GNTX, known for its self-dimming mirrors for vehicles, is another company highlighted by Dorfman. Trading at just 14 times earnings, substantially lower than the overall market multiple of around 24, Gentex not only boasts consistent revenue growth but also reported an 11% increase in earnings last year. Mueller Industries Incorporated, MLI, a manufacturer of various metal and plastic products, also makes the list owing to its impressive return on equity, which has exceeded 15% for 7 consecutive years. Dorfman's last recommendation, NEXtracker Incorporated, NXT, specializes in solar tracking technology, allowing large installations to optimize energy capture. While the stock garners considerable analyst support, 28 analysts follow the company with 22 recommending it. Dorfman expresses some concern about the risks associated with such heavy analyst backing. In addition to these recommendations, Dorfman recognizes companies that have consistently made the balance sheet Powerhouse list over the years. Dolby Laboratories Incorporated (DLB) shines with 14 appearances, while Gentex follows closely with 13. Other notable mentions include SEI Investments Company, SEI and Intuitive Surgical Incorporated (ISRG), both of which have made the list multiple times. The 2025 list also welcomes a dozen newcomers, including notable names like Duolingo Incorporated (DUL) and Hims & Hers Health Incorporated (HIMS). This expansion reflects the dynamic nature of the industry and the continual emergence of financially sound companies. In another financial arena, Honeywell International Incorporated recently faced a tumultuous response from investors following its announcement to split into 3 separate entities. Despite the apparent success of General Electric's GE spin-off strategy, Honeywell shares fell by 10% after the announcement, leading many to question whether the breakup will deliver the anticipated value. Analysts remain divided on the potential outcomes, with Elliott Investment Management projecting a possible 75% increase in Honeywell's stock value over the next 2 years. Honeywell's decision to separate its businesses comes amid underwhelming financial performance, as highlighted in its recent earnings report. While the company reported a 6.9% increase in net sales for the fourth quarter, its revenue and earnings guidance for 2025 fell short of expectations. The uncertainty surrounding the breakup raises critical questions about the future of each independent entity and the overall market perception of Honeywell. As the financial landscape continues to shift, the emphasis on balance sheet strength remains pivotal. Investors would do well to pay attention to these indicators, especially as they navigate the complexities of market volatility and economic uncertainty. With the potential for new opportunities on the horizon, both seasoned and novice investors should remain vigilant and informed about these emerging trends, setting the stage for future developments in the investment landscape. In a significant move that highlights the growing importance of cryptocurrency within mainstream media, Ben Weiss has rejoined Fortune magazine to cover cryptocurrency news. Weiss, who previously reported on blockchain and digital currencies for Fortune, left the publication last year to work with DL News, focusing on the evolving landscape of cryptocurrencies. His return marks a strategic decision by Fortune to bolster its coverage of an industry that continues to attract substantial interest and investment. Weiss brings with him a wealth of experience, having contributed to various prestigious outlets such as Wired, Slate, and PBS NewsHour. His reporting at Fortune will center on publicly traded companies engaging with blockchain technology, a topic that has gained traction as more traditional financial institutions explore the potential of digital assets. The cryptocurrency space is evolving rapidly, and it's crucial to provide informed, comprehensive coverage of the developments that could shape the future of finance, Weiss remarked in a statement. His joint master's degree in journalism and international relations from New York University adds to his credibility as a seasoned journalist in this complex field. The cryptocurrency market has seen significant fluctuations in recent years, with its popularity surging alongside a growing acceptance among investors and businesses. This trend has prompted major financial publications like Fortune to deepen their investigative efforts into the sector. The return of Weiss is also indicative of a broader shift within media organizations aiming to adapt to the fast-paced nature of the technology and finance interplay. As Weiss settles back into his role, the financial world watches keenly. His insights will likely shed light on how established players are navigating this digital frontier while grappling with regulatory challenges and market volatility. The consequences of these developments could have far-reaching implications not just for investors but also for the regulatory frameworks that govern financial markets. Looking ahead, the intersection of cryptocurrency and traditional finance is poised to evolve further, potentially leading to new innovations in payment systems and investment strategies. Weiss's coverage will be essential in tracking these changes, providing readers with the clarity needed to understand an increasingly intricate financial landscape. As the world continues to embrace digital currencies, the demand for informed and reliable reporting will only grow, making Weiss's role at Fortune more critical than ever. In a significant development for the gaming industry, Roblox Corporation has become the subject of an active investigation by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC). The news, confirmed by the SEC in a letter disclosed through a Freedom of Information Act request, has raised eyebrows among investors and users alike. As of February 10, 2025, the Commission revealed it could not release specific correspondence related to the investigation, citing the potential harm it could inflict on ongoing enforcement proceedings. The SEC's acknowledgement of the investigation comes in the wake of reports suggesting that Roblox, a platform popular among millions of young gamers, has been scrutinized for various concerns, notably child safety and potential misrepresentation of user metrics. In November 2024, Hunterbrook Media first reported on the investigation, alleging that Roblox might have inflated its user engagement statistics. This claim was compounded by a controversial report from Hindenburg Research, which accused the company of serious child safety breaches, linking it to multiple criminal cases where individuals were arrested for grooming or abusing children met through the platform. In response to these allegations, a Roblox spokesperson firmly rebutted the claims, asserting, "We totally reject the claims made in the report. The authors are admittedly short sellers and have an agenda irrespective of the substance of Roblox's business model and results." Despite these denials, the scrutiny surrounding Roblox has intensified, particularly as shares of the company dipped by 4.8% following the SEC's announcement. The investigation underscores a broader concern regarding the safety of minors online, especially within gaming environments. Since 2018, law enforcement agencies in the U.S. have reported over 24 arrests linked to crimes perpetrated against children on Roblox, highlighting the urgent need for enhanced safety measures. In 2024, Roblox took significant steps to address these issues, implementing over 40 safety changes, including restrictions on social chatting for users under 13 and enhanced monitoring of user interactions. Compounding the company's difficulties, it recently reported slower than expected growth in user engagement, with an 11% drop in stock value following its announcement of 85.3 million active users at year-end. This disappointing performance illustrates the pressures Roblox faces as it attempts to balance user growth while ensuring a safe environment for its predominantly young audience. As the SEC investigation unfolds, the implications for Roblox could be profound. The outcome may not only affect investor confidence but also set crucial precedents for regulatory practices governing online platforms that cater to children. The gaming industry is watching closely, as the findings could usher in a new era of compliance and safety standards that may reshape how such platforms operate. Looking ahead, Roblox's leadership will need to navigate these turbulent waters, carefully prioritizing user safety and transparency to restore trust among its user base and investors. The ongoing developments will undoubtedly shape the future of online gaming, particularly as regulators increasingly scrutinize how these platforms protect their most vulnerable users. In a groundbreaking revelation for cancer treatment, recent research suggests that synchronizing chemotherapy with the menstrual cycle may significantly enhance treatment outcomes for women battling breast cancer. This pioneering study, led by Colinda Scheele, a cancer biologist at Catholic University Leuven, highlights the critical influence of hormonal variations on the effectiveness of chemotherapy, a finding that could reshape treatment protocols and improve survival rates for patients. The journey began in 2016 when Scheele and her predominantly female research team observed peculiar inconsistencies in how different breast cancer cell subtypes responded to chemotherapy in mice. "We were thinking, what could cause all this heterogeneity, where one time we see a response, another time we don't," Scheele recalled. This led to an intriguing hypothesis: could the estrous cycle of the mice, akin to the human menstrual cycle, play a role in the variable responses to chemotherapy? The researchers' subsequent investigations published in the prestigious journal Nature confirmed that the reproductive cycle in mice indeed affects their sensitivity to chemotherapy. The study found that tumors in mice treated during the estrus phase, when cell proliferation is at its peak, exhibited significantly higher rates of cell death compared to those treated during the diestrus phase, characterized by lower levels of proliferation. This correlation indicates that timing chemotherapy to coincide with the most favorable hormonal environment could maximize its efficacy. Wendy Yingman, a breast and women's health researcher at the University of Adelaide who was not involved in the study, expressed her enthusiasm about the findings. "I was very impressed by the paper and very excited about the findings. It really opens up a whole new avenue of research which could lead to changes in how we treat breast cancer." Further analysis revealed that the cyclic growth patterns in breast tumors could influence their sensitivity to chemotherapeutics, which are designed to target rapidly dividing cells. By administering repeated doses of chemotherapy, the team discovered that responses varied based on the estrus cycle stage at which the treatment was initiated. Mice receiving treatment during the estrus stage showed not only increased tumor cell death but also lower rates of metastasis and improved survival rates. The implications of these findings could extend beyond animal models. The researchers also analyzed historical patient data, correlating progesterone levels with chemotherapy responses. They found that patients whose treatment commenced during a low progesterone phase had notably better outcomes than those treated during high progesterone periods. It was very surprising to us when we discovered that this is really overlooked and not even thought of, noted Scheele, emphasizing the need for further exploration of this connection in clinical settings. However, Engman cautioned that while these results are promising, more extensive studies are necessary to validate their clinical relevance. "We do multiple doses of chemotherapy, and if you're trying to time a treatment to the menstrual cycle, you're only going to be able to do it for the first one," she pointed out, highlighting the challenges of applying such findings in practice, particularly as many women may experience disrupted cycles during treatment. Looking ahead, Scheele's team is designing a prospective study to test the hypothesis that timing therapy with the menstrual cycle can indeed influence treatment outcomes. "If the results indeed hold true in our prospective study, I really hope that the cycle will be taken into account," she stated, signaling a potential paradigm shift in how breast cancer is treated. As the medical community grapples with the complexities of personalized medicine, the integration of hormonal factors into treatment protocols could represent a significant advance in the fight against breast cancer, promising not only to enhance efficacy but also to offer hope for improved survival rates among women facing this formidable disease. In a significant advancement for aerospace materials technology, researchers have developed a high-performance multi-component epoxy resin simulation aimed at predicting the evolution of thermomechanical properties during the curing process. This breakthrough, published in the Polymer Journal, leverages molecular dynamics (MD) simulations to provide critical insights into the behavior of these materials under various processing conditions, ultimately contributing to improved structural integrity in aerospace applications. The study, conducted by a team from Michigan Technological University and Columbia University, highlights the crucial role of high-performance epoxy systems in polymer matrix composites widely used in aerospace vehicles. These epoxies are typically multi-component systems that consist of a reactive epoxide resin, a cross-linking agent, and various additives tailored for specific material performances. As these materials are subjected to elevated temperatures during curing, their thermomechanical properties evolve, leading to chemical shrinkage and the formation of residual stresses, factors that can significantly impair the mechanical performance of the composites. Understanding the evolution of these properties is essential for optimizing processing parameters and minimizing residual stresses, said Gregory M. Odegaard, one of the study's authors. Traditional experimental methods for characterizing these changes can be time-consuming and expensive, underscoring the value of molecular modeling as a more efficient approach to material optimization. The researchers employed MD simulations to predict the thermomechanical property evolution of a four-component epoxy system. This system closely resembles commercial formulations and includes components like TGDDM epoxy resin and a polyether sulfone toughening agent. Using the LAMP software package, the team simulated various states of the material, allowing them to analyze how changes in temperature and cross-linking density affect critical properties such as Young's modulus, yield strength, and glass transition temperature. One notable finding was the impact of the choice of force fields in the simulations. The study revealed that while harmonic and Morse bond-based force fields produced similar predictions for mechanical properties, the Morse bond simulations struggled at intermediate strain values due to cross-term energy dominance. This insight emphasizes the need for careful selection of simulation parameters to ensure accurate predictions. Additionally, the research demonstrated that cross-linking simulations conducted at the appropriate processing temperature are vital for accurately capturing shrinkage evolution. The results indicated that postulation volumetric shrinkage is significantly influenced by the processing temperature, which has implications for predicting residual stresses during the curing process. These results are crucial for the Integrated Computational Materials Engineering (ICME) and Materials Genome Initiative frameworks, noted Sagarumesh Patil, another author of the study. We aim to provide a comprehensive understanding of the material behavior that can inform future material design and processing strategies. As global demand for lightweight, durable materials in aerospace applications continues to rise, this research represents a pivotal step forward. The ability to accurately predict the properties of multi-component epoxy systems will not only enhance the performance of aerospace composites but also pave the way for advancements in other industries that rely on high-performance polymers. Looking ahead, the researchers plan to expand their modeling efforts to include a broader range of epoxy systems and processing conditions. As they refine their methodologies and explore new modeling techniques, the potential for further innovations in materials science and engineering remains substantial, promising enhanced performance characteristics for future aerospace applications. In a gripping narrative that intertwines the realms of cryptocurrency, international law, and personal tragedy, Tigran Gambaryan's journey from a celebrated U.S. federal agent to a beleaguered detainee in Nigeria underscores the complexities of navigating the crypto landscape amid governmental scrutiny. Once a trailblazer in crypto investigations with the IRS, Gambaryan's transition to Binance, the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, thrust him into a web of legal entanglements that would ultimately culminate in a harrowing ordeal. On March 23, 2024, Gambaryan found himself confined in a Nigerian government compound where he, alongside colleague Nadeem Anjarwalla, was held without access to their passports under military guard. The pair had been detained following allegations of tax evasion against Binance, a company already under investigation by U.S. authorities for its dubious compliance practices. Gambaryan, who had spent a decade pioneering methods to trace illicit cryptocurrency transactions, was now ensnared in a bureaucratic conflict between Binance and a foreign government eager to hold the exchange accountable. As Gambaryan navigated the grim reality of his situation, he faced mounting psychological and physical strain. His colleague Anjarwalla's escape only intensified his isolation. Gambaryan was subsequently charged with money laundering, a crime that carried the weight of a potential 20-year prison sentence. "I've been detained by the Nigerian government for a month. I don't know what's going to happen to me after today," he pleaded in a video message to his family, a stark contrast to the confidence he once exuded in his law enforcement career. The roots of Gambaryan's predicament can be traced back to the tumultuous relationship between cryptocurrency and regulatory frameworks, which has evolved since Bitcoin's inception in 2009. Initially heralded as a tool for financial freedom, the crypto industry has morphed into a multi-trillion-dollar enterprise, attracting the scrutiny of law enforcement agencies worldwide. Gambaryan, once a champion of justice in this arena, was now perceived as part of the problem. His career began at the IRS Criminal Investigation Division, where he gained notoriety for his innovative techniques in tracking cryptocurrency transactions. From assisting in the seizure of stolen bitcoins from major hacks to playing a pivotal role in dismantling dark web markets, Gambarian earned respect as a formidable force against crypto crime. However, his move to Binance in 2021, while aimed at reforming the exchange from within, placed him at the center of a legal firestorm that would soon engulf him. By late 2023, Nigeria's economic turmoil, exacerbated by the devaluation of its currency, led to increased scrutiny of Binance, with allegations that the exchange had contributed to the naira's decline. As the Nigerian government sought to hold Binance accountable for its past compliance failures, Gambarian became a symbolic figure representing the company's efforts to cooperate with law enforcement. He was invited back to Nigeria to help mend relationships, a decision he later described as one of the most ill-advised of his life. What followed was a descent into chaos. After being invited to a meeting under the guise of resolving the issues Binance faced in Nigeria, Gambarian and Anjarwalla were detained and subjected to intense interrogation. The Nigerian officials demanded extensive data on Binance's Nigerian users, a move that Gambarian argued was beyond his authority. The situation quickly devolved into a standoff, with the detained executives caught in a power struggle that seemed to pit them against both the Nigerian government and their former employer. Throughout his imprisonment, Gambarian's health deteriorated. Denied medical care. He faced the grim reality of being used as leverage in a multi-billion-dollar extortion scheme. The once proud crime fighter was now a victim of the very financial system he had dedicated his life to combating. His attempts to seek legal counsel and contact the U.S. Embassy were met with indifference, and he found himself isolated in a country where he had once sought to foster cooperation. As weeks turned into months, the U.S. government faced mounting pressure to intervene. While Gambarian's supporters rallied for his release, the geopolitical complexities of U.S.-Nigeria relations hampered swift action. The Biden administration appeared hesitant given Binance's troubled past and the potential implications of a diplomatic confrontation with Nigeria. In a surprising turn, Gambarian's luck began to change following a viral video that showcased his frail condition during a court appearance. As public sympathy grew, U.S. lawmakers began to advocate more vocally for his release. By June, amidst mounting pressure and a series of high-profile meetings involving U.S. officials, Nigeria agreed to drop the tax evasion charges against Gambarian, though the more serious money laundering allegations remained. Finally, in October, after nearly 8 harrowing months of detention, Gambarian was released. The ordeal left him physically and emotionally scarred, yet he emerged determined to seek justice against those responsible for his captivity. In the aftermath, he has expressed interest in pursuing legal action against the Nigerian government while also contemplating a return to public service. Tigran Gambarian's story serves as a cautionary tale about the intersection of cryptocurrency and law enforcement, illustrating how the very systems designed to uphold justice can sometimes entrap those who dedicate their lives to it. As the world of digital currencies continues to evolve, his experiences may influence how future investigations are conducted and how regulatory frameworks are developed, ensuring that the lessons learned from his journey are not forgotten. In an unexpected turn of foreign policy, the Trump administration has reignited a historical focus on Latin America, aiming to reshape the United States' diplomatic and economic engagements in the region. This renewed emphasis, often dubbed Monroe 2.0, has sparked both intrigue and concern among allies and adversaries alike as the administration seeks to assert its influence and address perceived challenges arising from Chinese presence and immigration issues. For decades, Latin America has often been sidelined in American foreign policy, overshadowed by conflicts in Europe, the Middle East, and Asia. However, President Trump's recent actions suggest a strategic pivot back to the Western Hemisphere as he emphasizes the need to bolster security and economic ties with neighboring countries. For many reasons, U.S. foreign policy has long focused on other regions while overlooking our own, noted Secretary of State Marco Rubio in a recent op-ed highlighting the administration's intent to rectify this oversight. This shift was evident from the onset of Trump's presidency as he made headlines by demanding Panama return control of the Panama Canal and suggesting Canada might become the 51st state. Such statements, while often perceived as whimsical, underscore a serious agenda to reclaim influence in a region that has historically been viewed through the lens of the Monroe Doctrine, which asserted American dominance in Latin America. Less than a week into his presidency, Trump engaged in a standoff with Colombia, threatening tariffs and visa restrictions over deportation policies. This episode was not merely a diplomatic spat. It was a clear signal that even long-standing allies could not expect immunity from the administration's aggressive posture. After a brief public back-and-forth, Colombia, which has relied on U.S. support for security and trade, ultimately capitulated, illustrating the administration's willingness to use economic leverage to achieve its objectives. Simultaneously, Trump's foreign policy has included high-stakes maneuvers in Central America, where Rubio pressured Panama to reduce Chinese influence around the canal and secure agreements on migration management. The administration's focus on curbing Chinese presence in the region has been a recurring theme, as evidenced by its scrutiny of Chinese investments in critical infrastructure such as ports. This assertive approach has not gone unnoticed by other regional players. As tensions escalated with Colombia, China positioned itself as a potential alternative ally, with its ambassador in Colombia publicly praising the bilateral relationship during the crisis. This dynamic raises questions about whether America's aggressive tactics could inadvertently push countries closer to Beijing, complicating the geopolitical landscape even further. Moreover, the administration's recent initiatives have drawn scrutiny from Canada, historically one of the United States' closest allies. Trump's rhetoric around tariffs and demands for increased military spending have provoked significant backlash in Canada, where citizens have expressed outrage over perceived threats to their sovereignty. "I've been an analyst in this country for 50 years. I've never seen outrage like this," said Janice Stein, director of the Munk School of Global Affairs and Public Policy, reflecting the broader sentiment among Canadians. As the Trump administration navigates this complex web of diplomatic relations, the implications of its "America's First" policy remain to be seen. While some experts argue that a renewed focus on Latin America could foster productive cooperation, the aggressive tactics may alienate allies and incite regional instability. Ryan Berg from the Center for Strategic and International Studies cautioned that while the attention on Latin America is overdue, it could lead to unexpected consequences if not handled delicately. In an era marked by geopolitical competition and uncertainty, the revival of the Monroe Doctrine ethos may serve as both a rallying cry and a cautionary tale. The historical precedent suggests that the United States is most engaged in Latin America when it perceives threats, but the current administration's tactics raise questions about the sustainability of such an approach. As the region grapples with these developments, the future of U.S.-Latin American relations hangs in the balance, with potential repercussions that could reverberate well beyond the Western Hemisphere. In a remarkable advancement for astrophysics, astronomers have identified the closest ever Einstein ring, a phenomenon that showcases the bending of light from distant galaxies due to the gravitational influence of nearer galaxies. This discovery, made possible by the European Space Agency's ESA Euclid telescope, is situated approximately 600 million light-years from Earth and challenges previous assumptions about the visibility of such cosmic structures. Albert Einstein himself theorized the existence of these gravitational lenses in 1936, believing that they would be impossible to observe. However, the Euclid telescope has proven him wrong, capturing an image of the galaxy NGC 6505, which was initially misidentified as a single galaxy over a century ago. According to Thomas Collett from the University of Portsmouth, it was there all along. But we had no idea. This oval-shaped galaxy was found to be bending the light from a more distant galaxy located around 6 billion light-years away, creating a stunning visual effect. The discovery was made by Bruno Altieri at ESA, who stumbled upon the Einstein ring while validating early data from Euclid's observations. Collett noted there was this abundantly obvious Einstein ring. There's not that many things in the universe that can produce a ring like this. The team anticipated a 1 in 3 chance of encountering such a phenomenon throughout the vast survey, making the finding extraordinarily fortuitous. Collett described the ring as probably the prettiest lens we will find in the mission, highlighting its brightness and clarity, which is enhanced by the telescope's advanced imaging technology. The proximity of this Einstein ring offers a unique opportunity to test aspects of general relativity in ways that are not possible with more distant lenses. By measuring the mass of the lensing galaxy through the light it bends as well as the speed of its stars, researchers can compare the results to validate Einstein's predictions. Collett and his team found a slightly elevated mass in the lensed galaxy which could hint at the presence of dark matter concentrated in its center. Frederick Dux from the European Southern Observatory emphasized the need for additional Einstein lenses to confirm these intriguing findings. As the Euclid telescope continues its mission to survey a third of the night sky, this discovery not only affirms Einstein's theories but also opens new avenues for understanding the universe's structure and the role of dark matter within it. Future research will likely focus on gathering more data from similar gravitational lensing events, which may lead to groundbreaking insights into the fabric of our cosmos. Meanwhile, in the realm of healthcare, significant strides are being made in cancer treatment protocols. Recent studies suggest that synchronizing chemotherapy with the menstrual cycle could enhance treatment outcomes for women with breast cancer. Research led by Colinda Scheele at Catholic University Leuven reveals that hormonal variations throughout a female mouse's estrus cycle significantly influence the efficacy of chemotherapy. Scheele's team discovered that tumor cells in mice proliferated during the low progesterone estrus stage, suggesting that timing chemotherapy when cells are most active could lead to better responses. This hypothesis was supported by historical patient data which indicated that women who began treatment during lower progesterone phases experienced more favorable outcomes. Wendy Ingman from the University of Adelaide remarked on the importance of these findings, noting that they could revolutionize treatment strategies for breast cancer. The study highlights a critical oversight in cancer research. The menstrual cycle has often been neglected in treatment considerations. Scheele cautioned, however, that while the results are promising, further prospective studies are necessary to establish definitive clinical guidelines. If confirmed, these findings could lead to tailored treatment plans that optimize chemotherapy efficacy based on a patient's hormonal cycles. In another innovative breakthrough, researchers at the Jülich Research Center have engineered a bacterium capable of breaking down nylon, a material notoriously difficult to recycle. The genetically modified strain of Pseudomonas putida could transform unrecyclable nylon from clothes and fishing nets into valuable products, addressing a significant environmental challenge. With the global production of nylon reaching around 10 million tons annually and recycling rates below 5%, this research could pave the way for a more sustainable approach to plastics. Lead researcher Nick Weirks emphasized the potential of this bacterium to consume nearly all pre-treated nylon, though commercial viability remains a goal for the future. The researchers anticipate that further enhancements in bacterial capabilities and processes could take decades to develop fully. These developments across astrophysics, healthcare, and environmental science underscore the dynamic nature of research and innovation. As the scientific community continues to explore new frontiers, the implications of these findings could resonate throughout their respective fields, potentially impacting our understanding of the universe, improving patient care, and fostering a more sustainable future.